The wisdom of solitude. Why personal space matters as we age. Have you ever felt the need to step back and find peace in your own company, or wondered why some older adults prefer the quiet of solitude over lively social gatherings? This isn't just about personality. It's a reflection of the wisdom that comes with age. Today, we'll dive into the heartfelt stories of Mr. Charles and Mrs. Ellen, two individuals who've embraced the art of solitude and learned to set healthy boundaries in their golden years. Their experiences will show us the beauty of slowing down, the value of personal space, and why respecting others' rhythms can lead to a more fulfilling life. If you enjoy this video, please like and comment "to love" below. If you think we can improve, tap the heart and comment 7 to help us grow. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to After 7080 for more thoughtful stories and insights, tailored just for you. Let's begin with this question. Have you ever felt a sense of guilt for declining a social invitation, only to realize later that choosing solitude brought you the peace you truly needed? Stick with us as we explore why stepping back isn't just okay, it's essential. Why many older adults choose quiet over company. Mr. Charles, now in his 70s, has found joy in simplicity. He spends his mornings sipping tea on his porch, tending to his garden, or reading quietly by the window, once known for his lively gatherings and endless conversations. He now prefers the stillness of his own space. When a neighbor recently asked, "Why don't you invite friends over like you used to?" he smiled and replied, "Life changes with age. I've learned to appreciate quiet moments. They bring me peace." Does this sound familiar to you? As we age, many of us find that our priorities shift. The thrill of constant socializing fades, and the comfort of solitude takes its place. Mr. Charles explains that he no longer feels the need to entertain or keep up appearances. Instead, he treasures his time with family and enjoys the occasional meaningful conversation with a true friend. The people who truly care about you, he says, don't need constant visits or grand gestures. They just need your presence, however simple. Why is this change so common among older adults? For one, socializing often comes with expectations and obligations that can feel burdensome. Hosting guests can disrupt a carefully cultivated routine, while visiting others might create unintended tension within their households. Imagine being invited somewhere, only to sense you've overstayed your welcome. It's an uncomfortable feeling, isn't it? These experiences teach us to be more mindful of boundaries, both ours and others. Mrs. Ellen, another wise soul in her 60s, learned this lesson the hard way. She was delighted to reconnect with an old friend and began visiting regularly for tea and chats. However, after several visits, her friend gently admitted, "My family feels our weekends are getting too crowded." Embarrassed but understanding, Mrs. Ellen took a step back. It's not about the intention, she reflected, but about how it's received. Respecting someone's personal space is a gift, just as valuable as offering your time. Here's something to think about. Do you feel at ease maintaining boundaries in your relationships? Or do you sometimes find it challenging? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. And remember, there's nothing wrong with choosing to slow down and savor your own company. Life isn't measured by the number of friends you visit, but by the peace you feel within yourself. Stay with us, because the next story will show how a single conversation can change everything. The power of words, when less is more. Mrs. Ellen, a cheerful woman with a lively spirit, enjoyed socializing with her neighbors after retirement. She loved hosting tea gatherings and sharing stories. But one rainy afternoon, a casual comment during a friendly chat turned her life upside down. While visiting a neighbor, the topic of family relationships came up, and Mrs. Ellen mentioned how her daughter-in-law wasn't very proactive around the house. It was a light-hearted remark meant in jest, but somehow it made its way back to her daughter-in-law, bisted and exaggerated. What followed was tension in her home. Her daughter-in-law grew distant, and her son accused her of gossiping. Mrs. Ellen was heartbroken. I didn't mean any harm, she thought. How didn't mean any harm, she thought. How did such a small comment create such a big rift? This experience taught her a profound lesson. Words, even those spoken casually, carry weight. From that day on, she decided to keep her conversations light and positive, focusing on shared laughter and kindness rather than personal critiques. Sometimes, she says now, it's better to let silence speak for you. How often have you said something with good intentions, only for it to be misunderstood? It happens to all of us, doesn't it? But as Mrs. Ellen learned, choosing our words carefully can preserve relationships and avoid unnecessary pain. After the incident, she found peace in limiting her social visits and spent more time enjoying her own company. I don't need to share every thought, she reflected. What I say should bring comfort, not I say should bring comfort, not conflict. This story reminds us to pause before speaking. When emotions are involved, a light-hearted comment can easily be misinterpreted. It's also a gentle nudge to reconsider how often we involve ourselves in others' lives. Sometimes, stepping back and maintaining a bit of distance can lead to greater harmony. Here's a question for you. Have you ever experienced a misunderstanding that caused tension in your relationships? How did you handle it? Share your story in the comments below. It might help someone else facing a similar situation. And remember, silence isn't always about withholding. It's about protecting what matters most. Stay with us because in the next section, we'll explore the hidden power of financial independence in creating a peaceful life. The gift of independence, why it matters more than ever. As we grow older, independence becomes one of life's greatest treasures. For Mrs. Clara, a 68-year-old retired teacher, this realization came during a challenging time. She had always been generous, offering financial help to her children whenever they need it. Over the years, she dipped into her savings for everything from wedding expenses to helping with her grandchildren's education. But when an unexpected health issue required surgery, Mrs. Clara found herself in a difficult position. I never thought I'd need the money back, she admitted. But I also didn't expect to feel so helpless. Fortunately, Mrs. Clara had a small emergency fund, which allowed her to cover her medical expenses without relying entirely on her children. Still, the experience left her with a powerful insight. Financial independence isn't just about money. It's about dignity. I realized I needed to protect my peace of mind, not just my health, she shared. From that moment, she committed to saving for herself first, ensuring she could handle unexpected challenges while giving her children the freedom to focus on their own lives. This isn't an uncommon story. Many older adults find themselves in similar situations, having spent their lives caring for others and putting their own needs last. But maintaining financial stability is crucial, especially in later years. It allows you to make decisions freely, without worrying about becoming a burden to your family. It's not about being selfish. It's about ensuring that you can support yourself and enjoy your golden years with peace and comfort. Think about it. How prepared are you for life's unexpected twists? Do you have a financial safety net to fall back on? If not, it's never too late to start. Even small steps like setting aside a portion of your income or cutting unnecessary expenses can make a big difference. Mrs. Clara's story also reminds us that independence isn't just financial. It's emotional and mental as well. Living independently, finding joy in solitude, and nurturing your passions are equally important. Whether it's gardening, painting, or simply enjoying a quiet walk, these activities bring a sense of purpose and fulfillment that no material possession can provide. What are some ways you've embraced independence in your own life? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your experiences. And stay tuned, because in the next part, we'll uncover the secrets to maintaining a positive mindset and finding true happiness as we age. The power of a positive mindset, your key to a joyful life. As we navigate life's later chapters, one of the greatest assets we can cultivate is a positive mindset. For Mr. Robert, a 72-year-old retired engineer, this shift in perspective became life-changing. After decades of chasing deadlines and responsibilities, he found himself feeling lost after retirement. "I had everything I thought I needed. Money in the bank, a nice home, and a supportive family. But something still felt missing," he shared. It wasn't until he focused on his mental and emotional well-being that he discovered the true meaning of contentment. Mr. Robert started small. Each morning, he practiced gratitude by writing down 3 things he was thankful for: his health, a good book, a beautiful sunrise. Over time, this simple habit transformed his outlook. "I stopped dwelling on what I didn't have and started appreciating what I do," he reflected. It's amazing how much lighter life feels when you focus on the good. A positive mindset doesn't just bring emotional benefits. It also improves physical health. Studies have shown that reducing stress through optimism can lower blood pressure, boost immunity, and even prolong life. For Mr. Robert, this meant feeling more energetic and less overwhelmed by minor setbacks. "I stopped letting little things bother me," he said. "And in return, I gained so much peace." Maintaining a positive outlook also strengthens relationships. When we approach others with kindness and understanding, we nurture bonds that bring joy and stability. Mr. Robert found that simply being present, listening without judgment and offering words of encouragement, brought him closer to his loved ones. "Happiness is contagious," he smiled. "When you focus on the good, the people around you feel it too." But how do we stay positive when life presents challenges? The answer lies in acceptance and purpose. Instead of resisting change, Mr. Robert embraced it. He took up new hobbies like woodworking and volunteering at a local library, finding fulfillment in activities that gave him a sense of purpose. "It's not about what you've lost over the years," he explained. "It's about what you can still create and enjoy." Now, take a moment to reflect. What brings you joy today? Is it a quiet moment with a loved one, a hobby you've been meaning to try, or simply the freedom to wake up and do as you please? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to know how you're finding happiness in this season of life. Remember, a positive mindset isn't about ignoring life's difficulties. It's about facing them with courage and gratitude. When you choose joy, you transform not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you. Thank you for spending this time with us. And don't forget to subscribe to After 7080 for more inspiring stories and practical advice. Here's to living each day with a full heart and a peaceful mind.